Good afternoon and welcome to the Will Anders Show. It's the Week 12 update. We will go over Week 11 update, the Week 12 update, and tell you what's going to happen in Week 13. Again, this is a new show, but we're going to try to keep it up weekly. We'll just continue to try to produce the show. But thank you for tuning in this week. Should be a great show for you ahead of us. Again, lots of great games this week, lots of great games and scores from last week, and next week a huge user showdown, of course, with Fresno and Arizona, and also Baylor, SMU. Big one showdown, SMU. Oh, excuse me. Just too many to even think about. But again, it's the Week 12, the 2034 season. Tell you, it's flying by quick. Let's get to your top stories. Kansas State loses. Yes, loses to Colorado State 28-10 in Manhattan. You can't do that if you're Kansas State, and that completely knocks them not only out of the national championship race, but the BCS race. It's just the Big 12 race now is wide open right now. Right, currently, with Kansas State's loss, I mean, you're looking now from Utah, they've pretty much clinched the division. If one more win for Utah, and they're going to win the division, Big 12 West. I mean, that loss to Colorado State for Kansas State takes them out of the picture, honestly. Big 12 East, Minnesota really has that handled because Kansas and Wisconsin are not handling their business very well. On to some other actions. SMU falls to Texas State. The Bobcats improved to 9-0 because of a 28-17 Texas State win. Texas State scores 14 points in the fourth quarter to survive a scare, honestly, by SMU. I mean, they played a great ball game. Both teams are very just respected, two well-respected coaches, and Coach Patterson and Guida. So, I mean, again, very impressed by that game and the outcome. Again, Patterson still has not beaten Coach Guida at Texas State while he's in his SMU tenure. Overtime meltdown. Number 15, Arizona falls to San Diego State. 24-21 in Tucson. Thanks to a 33-yard field goal by Spencer to lift the Aztecs to a nice win over Arizona. Arizona falls to 7-2, and they're out of the national championship race. And if they don't hurry up, lost to Fresno State, they're out of a BCS race. Oregon beats California 27-10 in conference play. Texas A&M barely squeaks past Rice 17-13. Alabama, number 12 Alabama, survives in overtime against Mississippi State 21-18. Number 1 Ohio State just absolutely demolishes number 20 Penn State 41-7. And the Ohio Bobcats get shut out. They're 1-8 on the year. They get shut out by number 25 Michigan 27-0 in Athens. Bobcat fans have nothing to look for except basketball season. I'll tell you that right now. Your scores and schedules for this week, brought to you by Acme Oyster House, is your game of the week is going to be Baylor at Texas, number 19 Baylor at 7-2. We got Texas State at Rice, Arkansas State at SMU, South Alabama at Louisiana Tech, Wisconsin at Iowa, Georgia State at Virginia, Florida State at USF, Charlotte at Rutgers, Florida State at Arizona, and UCLA at Arizona. But also we got UNLV at Nevada. My projections this week, I think Baylor will get it done, South Alabama gets it done. Both very well coached teams. By the way, if Texas State, I think they will squeak past Rice. I do believe that. Arkansas State, SMU won't have a problem with them. Wisconsin will beat Iowa, I do believe. Georgia State and Virginia. Georgia State, first year in the American, not doing too well. They're 2-7, 0-6 in conference. Virginia should squeak past them and get bowl eligible. Florida State at USF. Florida State should get that easy win. Charlotte at Rutgers. That's just Charlotte. They're not that good. Fresno State at Arizona State. Fresno State should remain in the top 25 with that win. UCLA at Arizona. Arizona, again, not looking too well from Coach Coleman. Kind of has the age problem, with that big scandal over there. We'll talk more about that later. UNLV at Nevada. Nevada 2-6 on the year, just not a good year for them at all. Just a bad year for Nevada and also the Arizona football program. Top 25 currently rounds out in the top 4 to be number 4 Florida, number 3 Texas State, number 2 Utah, and number 1 Ohio State. Oregon up in there in the top 5 along with Florida State, Notre Dame, and Middle Tennessee State. Clemson, Va-Tech, and Alabama look to be in that area. SMU, Minnesota, and Arizona wrap around that 12, 13, 14, 15 area. Fresno State, Virginia, USC, Baylor, all in the thick of things, but they're probably not gonna reach a BCS bowl. Penn State, Kansas State, Hawaii, Washington, Kansas State, and Michigan, they just in there just to be seen, just not doing as well. Hopefully get a little pickup. Your Heisman Watch presented by Nissan. Visit your Nissan dealer in your area. Sean Ingram of Rutgers is leading the race right now after a nice 13-carry, 54 yards, and 3 touchdowns last week against North Carolina State. Clemson's halfback, Adam Pitts, rounds out second. Number 3, it'll be Brian Norton of Southern Methodist, James Parham of Texas State, and wrapping out the Heisman Watch, it'll be John Smiley, halfback of Ohio State. We got our helmet stickers to give out this week. We're going to give out Week 10s real quick because we did not get to do that. We're going to give it out to Matt Johnson, senior free safety out of North Carolina State University. He had 2 tackles, 2 very hard aggressive attempts, and 3 interceptions against their 41-21 win against North Carolina. And our Week 10 offensive helmet sticker goes to Adam Pitts, halfback junior from Clemson. He had 25 carries, 353 yards, 7 touchdowns, 6 receptions for 34 yards and a touchdown in a overtime win against Rutgers, 72-70. Your Week 11 helmet stickers, your defensive helmet sticker goes to Marcus Harley, a strong safety, a senior out of Nevada. He had 9 tackles, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. They did end up losing to San Jose State, 21-3. And your Week 11 player of the week goes to Baylor's quarterback, TJ Nugent, sophomore. He went 23 for 25, 360 yards, 8 carries, 190 yards, and 5 total touchdowns in their 59-24 win over Louisiana State University. Now, most people think when you go play in places, you got to bring your A game. That is very true if you want to walk in to High Point Solution Stadium, Bobcat Stadium, and Doak Campbell Stadium. 3 user teams are in the double digits in win home streaks. And then you got SMU and Baylor. McLean Stadium and Gerald J. Ford Stadium are 2 tough places to play. And then you got Fresno State, Virginia, Middle Tennessee State, and Nevada. They're still in a winning record at home. And Wisconsin and Arizona, let's just forget about them right now. Let's get your score update presented by Ford. This week, the Texas State Bobcats have defeated the Rice Owls 49-39. We got Arizona defeating UCLA 52-24. South Alabama defeated Louisiana Tech 38-37. SMU defeated Arkansas State. Not Arkansas State. Arkansas State. They defeated Arkansas State 52-31. And then again, Fresno State, they got a victory against Arizona State this week, 35-19. Now it's my favorite part. It's looking ahead. I don't like to look ahead as a coach, but as a media producer, it's my favorite thing. And we're going to look ahead into Week 13. It's going to be a heck of a week for games. Let's just hear some of these games real quick. Wisconsin at Arkansas. Texas Tech at Texas State. SMU at Baylor. Rutgers at Middle Tennessee State. Louisiana Lafayette at South Alabama. We got Arizona at Fresno State. And that's just user games. Then, we got top 25 battles. Hear this game. Clemson in North Carolina. Washington and Oregon. It's this week where you earn it. This is the game of the week, I think. To me, it'll be Minnesota at Utah. This will be the game that determines who will win the Big 12. Honestly, it's just that's who's going to win the Big 12 is whoever wins that game. But let's look in currently to the SMU Baylor game. SMU comes in 17th in points per game, while Baylor comes in 4th in the nation. They've won the best offenses, but surprisingly, Baylor's total defense, they only allow 329 yards a game. That's 20th best in the country. And they only allow 79 rushing yards a game. I don't know. Looks kind of fishy. Baylor has not won a conference championship since 1994, while Southern Methodist hasn't won one since 1984. This should be a good game, but I do believe SMU should squeak that one out. Going into the ACC, Rutgers against Middle Tennessee State. Again, Middle Tennessee State lost last year to this team. Let's look at some pregame stats. Rutgers comes in first in the nation, points per game, total offense, one of the best teams in rush and pass offense. But Middle Tennessee State comes in 8th in defense, 7th in rush defense, and 45th in pass defense. If Middle Tennessee State can just stop them a couple drives early in the game, they will. I think Rutgers will stay in it. But this year, they're not going to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, getting this win. I got Middle Tennessee State winning by 2 touchdowns. And our final user game, Arizona at Fresno State, 15 versus 16. Good Pac-14 battle. Arizona State known for offense, not known for defense. Fresno State known for defense, not very well for offense, especially pass offense. They're mostly a rushing team, and Coach Coleman, I think, will have a good game plan coming in, but hard to see them coming out of Fresno, California with a win. Well, that's all for our show today. Thank you for joining us on the Will Anders Show on Fox Sports Southwest and EarnIt Dynasty Sports Network Radio Network for your Week 11 through 13 update. We hope to be back Week 15 for your Week 14, 15, and Conference Championship update. And then, Bowl Week, we'll be back with an EarnIt Dynasty Sports Network podcast. I'm Will Anders. Thank you for listening to The Will Anders Show. We'll be back Week 15.